train, losers complain.
Hello everybody out there in Rider Nation. How's everybody on YouTube today? Man, oh man, oh man. If you're like me, you're disgusted with them Rough Riders. You know, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I think the riders are suffering from what I call LOFT. Lack of effing talent. Unbelievable. I've never seen so many missed tackles. It's just lack of talent. It's unreal. It's crazy, you know. They have the coaches have the exact play you need called, and the guy, they have a player in position to make the tackle or at least slow him down, and the guy running back just blows right by him, like it happened to Dean, it happened to Henderson, it happened to Tights, and we had him right at the line of scrimmage to make a big play, and lo and behold, he breaks loose and tackled 10-12 yards downfield. You're in big trouble, folks, when your linebackers are tackling from behind and not hitting them head on. And they had ample opportunity to do it all game. All game. And the next thing that the Riders, you can see it every game, the second half, they run out of steam. They just run out of power. And it's strength and conditioning as far as I'm concerned. You know, I complained about that at training camp. I said, these guys, there's no actually conditioning out there. They do a few stretches once in a while, and the odd time I'd see certain the linemen or something having some wind sprint, and it looked like they're just trying to have fun. But those should be incorporated in their training. Like they're running out of steam. Period. You know, Mika, first play of the game, perfect play. Mika Johnson steps up in the hole and buries that Williams. You know, perfect, go right on. But he runs out of steam. You know, that's his age thing. Yeah. The only bright spot in the whole game is a new player that came in, Albright. He had 2 sacks and a forced fumble. You know, that's what we got to do. You know, you got to try some of these new guys. Dickey doesn't like changing players, and it's stupid. He just keeps saying we got to get better. Well, they're not getting better, so you better try somebody else. It's frustrating as hell. It's crazy. You know, at least in his post-game interview this time, at least he says he's gonna try to find somebody that'll do the job. And that should have been happening way before this, and then they're right back to taking stupid penalties. Unbelievable stupid penalties. Like Moncrief, where's his head at? All of that whole drive was penalties against us. And then Clark gets a cheap call at the end to give him more life. It was terrible. They got Council, he got stupid penalties. And the guy that played against him, I think it was Carter, he got, I think, 3 sacks and 2 knocked fumbles. You know, knocked out of Delgado's hand. Council, they've got, I don't know why they don't try that Tucker. They brought him back and they put him on the practice roster. Time to try somebody else, Dickinson. That guy's not doing it. Blake came back and he had just an average game of what I can see. I watched the whole game again this morning. I shouldn't have, just got me more frustrated. That's crazy. Blake, he got a couple of illegal procedures and did blocking, but it was his first game back fully, so can expect that. And no excuse for that council though. Like I said, we'd seemed to do fairly good in the first half. And that was the big change in the whole game, was at the end of the first half. Dalagala should have never thrown that pass where he did. There's 3 guys out there. He throws it to the guy that's the hardest to get the ball to, and it gets picked off, and we get scored on in 30 seconds left to play. And then we get the ball back, and again they try to throw the ball with just a few seconds left. Unbelievable. And then he fumbles it. He's got very poor ball control. Man, I'm just puffing. I'm so pissed off. And it's not going to get better. We play BC next. But with Jake, I've said it before, I can see why he didn't make it down in the NFL. They seen his arm. It's a bullet. It's an amazingly good arm. He's got great height, but his pocket presence is what kills him. His movement. I don't know, maybe Jeffries can call some plays where they can rotate him out of there and put him out of the pocket somehow, but you know, he just drops straight back. And I said, teams will see the tape, and they just said, once he's setting in there, just go right in there. He's not going to try to get away. And he doesn't get away. He got away once, but he's not quick at it. If you're a pocket passer, you have to be sort of like when Bo Levi Mitchell was in his heyday. When he was in his heyday, he never ran the ball past the line of scrimmage. You'd very seldom see him run the ball. But you roll out a bit, move this way a little bit, move that way a bit, buy himself enough time for the receiver to get open. Jake doesn't have that. Quarterback coaches have to see that too. They're not blind. And so does the opposition sees it. If I was a quarterback coach, I'd be just training him on footwork, because he's not got the greatest speed and he looks awkward running. Said that before too. Other than that, I don't find any much better. Maybe with time, but how much time do you give him, folks? How much time do you give him? Yeah, with Jake, he seemed to have lost his confidence after he threw that interception at the half. But then, you know, well, I can't, third quarter, he throws a perfect one to Tevin Jones. Perfect pass. Hits him right in stride. Jones doesn't hold onto the ball. Gets it popped up. Turns the ball around. I just threw up my hand, and there we go. More loft in the second half. Oops, I almost went down there myself. I got a lack of good feet myself. You know, fall down here on these roots. Anyway, in the second half, I don't know why Jeffries went away from the running game. Frankie Hickson was averaging at least 8 yards a carry. All of a sudden, we go away from the running game. Well, that gives Jake so many more options. The linemen can't come pin their ears back and go after him every time if they know he's going to be throwing 90% of the time. And give it to Hickson. He was actually doing some damn good runs, way better than Morrow. They abandoned the running game. It baffles me. Just baffles me. People say you got to get rid of Dickinson and that coaching and all this. It's too late for that, folks. We got stuck with what we got. They've got to start playing different players and find some more players. They're out there. There's still got time here to find somebody. If it's not for this year, next year. Think next year, country. Find somebody like that Albright. Roscoe played not bad, but he was another guy that missed a wide open tackle. You know, you can't miss him. At least you got to slow him down. Yeah. Can't slow them down and give your other guys some chance to get there, but they outright miss them. Henderson did it. You know, it wasn't just one guy. It was a multitude of guys just outright missing tackles. The right plays are called, so it's not the coach's fault. The players, they got lock a loft. As simple as that. It's not going to get any easier for the Riders, folks. We take on BC in BC next game. Maybe Dickie will just go out there, fly straight out there so they can go rest on Wreck Beach or something. He says it doesn't matter when they go out. He went out a day early to this game, and look what happened. Too much downtime. They need more practice. He said, get back to basics. Yeah, for sure. Tackling is one of the major bloody basics. Without tackles, you're pretty well done. Yeah. I know we got a lot of injuries and some big ones too. With Lanier, he's out. He's your guy they spent the most money on this season as an American player. He's highest paid on the line there. They moved him out to defensive end, and it's been to me it's been a project that didn't work. It really did not work. He was doing way better on the inside last season. He was in and only played about half before he was down, and he was leading the league, but he was playing it from the tackle position inside. Maybe with his Albright, and if he can come back. Albright was a pretty decent game, that's for sure, and he really performed well. We lost that Cox, which I liked in training camp too. He's an injured guy, but I think the major guy we miss on defense is that Milligan, number 0. He was a big loss, and I don't think he's coming back this season. It's too bad. He was one of our major trackers, and you didn't see him missing many tackles. But injuries happen to every team, and that's no excuse. They always say next man up, but you got to have the next man up, and he doesn't suffer from the disease of L.O.F.T. We got a lot of players suffering from that disease, and it's catching, you know. The team, you know, they see that. You see that, oh, okay, we got him, and the guy runs right by him like he's forgot if he was supposed to play tag football or flag football. You know, in fact, I think some of them, they would even miss the flag. That's crazy. Anyway, I guess I've bitched enough. I'd like to thank everybody that subscribed with me, and I hope we get some more. Really appreciate it, and I love all the comments I get. Can't wait to see what I get for comments this week. You know, we'll debate it online, but right now I see a lot of L's in our future, and that makes me sad. Unless they can somehow make a miracle turnaround, and that can't happen. Yeah, it reminds me of the '89 season. Everything looked pretty bleak until the end, and all of a sudden they decided that they're going to show up. But right now they got that bad disease of L.O.F.T, and it brings down the whole team. Anyway, if I think of something more, I'll come on later, but hope I didn't bring you down too much out there. And I'm still a Rider fan. I'll always be a Rider fan, no matter how they do, but I'd sure like to see some improvements. You're gonna see a lot of less bums in the seat if they keep this seats in mosaic. If they keep this up too, then we'll really be trouble. Reynolds might have to find some players. He's a pencil pusher, not a real football guy. That if they continue on this way, I'm sure there'll be a few looking for some jobs at the end of the season. That's for sure. Anyway, Till next time, go Riders, go. Come on, boys. Get rid of that loft.